Hey there! If you've been thinking about getting into investing but don't know where to start, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down one of the absolute best ways to build wealth over time, the Systematic Investment Plan, or SIP. Let's dive right in.
So let's just start with this number right here, 5.7 crores. I know, it looks like a lottery number, something totally out of reach. But what if I told you that this amount isn't about luck at all? It's about a simple habit started early. Stick with me and I'll show you exactly how this is possible.
Okay, take a look at this. This chart tells an incredible story. We've got two people, Anjali and Amit. Now, they both do the exact same thing. They invest 10,000 rupees a month. The only, and I mean only difference, is when they start. Anjali gets going at 21, right out of college. Amit waits until he's 40. And the result? It's just staggering. Anjali ends up with over 5.7 crores. Amit, just 76 lakhs. That's a difference of almost 5 crores, and it has nothing to do with being smart or lucky. It's all about time.
So how on earth is a gap that huge even possible? I mean, it seems to defy logic, right? Well, it's not about some secret stock pick or timing the market perfectly. It all boils down to one of the most powerful forces in the financial universe, the magic of compounding.
Honestly, starting to invest in your 20s is like having a financial superpower. Here's why. First, and most obviously, your money just has way more time to grow. We're talking decades. Second, you unleash the full force of compounding, which is where your money starts making its own money. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. And third, you get this awesome benefit of averaging out your risk. By investing a fixed amount every single month, you naturally buy more when prices are low and less when they're high. It completely smooths out the bumps along the way.
Okay, so we've got the why down pat. Start early. Got it. Now let's get into the what. We're going to break down the two key things you need to understand to get started: SIPs and mutual funds.
So here's the most important thing to get straight. An SIP isn't an investment itself, it's just a method. It's a way of investing. Think of it like your Netflix subscription. Every month, a set amount of money automatically goes out of your account. But instead of paying for movies, you're buying a small piece of an investment. It's brilliant because it builds discipline automatically.
Now, your SIP puts money into something called a mutual fund, and they come in a few different flavors. Large cap funds, they invest in the big dogs, India's top 100 companies. They're stable, so they're lower risk. Mid caps invest in the next tier of companies, the rising stars. They've got good growth potential with, moderate risk. And then you have small caps. These are the exciting, high growth companies, but they also come with the highest risk. A really solid place for a lot of beginners to start, by the way, is an index fund, which just copies a market index like the Nifty 50. It's simple, diversified, and super low cost.
Okay, when you go to pick a fund, you're going to face your first big choice: direct plan or regular plan. It sounds technical, but it's really simple. A regular plan pays a commission to a salesperson or distributor, which comes out of your investment as a higher fee. A direct plan cuts out that middleman, so the fee, called the expense ratio, is lower. And let me tell you, this tiny little difference can add up to lakhs and even crores over your investing lifetime. For pretty much everyone watching, direct is the way to go.
And here's your second big choice: growth versus IDCW. So the IDCW option, which is a mouthful, I know, pays out any profits the fund makes directly into your bank account. The growth option, on the other hand, automatically takes those profits and buys more units of the fund for you. If your goal is to build wealth for the long term, this is a no-brainer. You want the growth option. It puts that compounding magic on total autopilot.
All right, enough theory. You get the why, you get the what. Let's talk about the how. This is the fun part, a super simple, step-by-step plan to get your first SIP up and running, like today.
It really is this easy. First, you need to open an investment account. You can do this with a mutual fund company itself, through a bunch of online apps, or with a stockbroker. Just a quick note, you only strictly need a DMAT account if you go through a broker. Second, do a little research and pick your fund, and make sure you select that direct plan and growth option we just talked about. Third, decide how much you want to invest. Even starting with 500 rupees is fantastic. Then just pick a date. Finally, set up the automatic payment from your bank. And that's it. You've literally just switched on your own personal wealth-building machine.
So once you've got the basics down and your SIP is running automatically in the background, you can start thinking about ways to, level up your game. Let's look at a couple of powerful little tricks to speed up your returns.
Here's a great little rule of thumb you can use. It's called the 100 minus age rule. It's super simple. Just take the number 100 and subtract your age. That number is roughly the percentage of your money you should think about putting into higher growth stuff, like equity funds. The rest can go into safer things like debt funds. Now, remember, it's just a guideline, not a hard and fast rule. Your own comfort with risk is what really matters.
And here's what that looks like in practice. For someone who's 25 years old, 100 minus 25 equals 75. So this rule suggests that about 75% of your investments could be in equity to really maximize that growth, and the other 25% in debt to keep things stable. And the cool thing is, as you get older, your allocation automatically gets a bit more conservative. Pretty neat, huh?
Okay, listen up, because this might be the single most important tip in this entire breakdown. If there is one secret weapon, one cheat code for building serious wealth, it is the Step Up SIP. Let me show you what I mean.
So let's say you do a normal SIP. You invest 5,000 rupees a month for 30 years. You're disciplined, you never miss a payment. You could end up with a fantastic corpus of around 3 crores. And hey, that's amazing. That's life-changing.
But what if you used a step-up SIP instead? Get this. By making one tiny change, that final number balloons to over 7 crores. That is insane. You're more than doubling your final wealth with one simple, automated tweak.
So how does this magic work? It's so simple, it's brilliant. When you set up your SIP, you just add an instruction to automatically increase the amount by a certain percentage each year, say 10%. This is perfect because it lines up with your annual salary hike. You get a raise, your investment gets a little raise. You'll barely even notice the small bump each year, but the long-term result, as you saw, is absolutely massive.
Now that you have all the tools to succeed, we've got to talk about mindset. Because knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. So let's quickly cover a few common traps that beginners fall into. Here are the big 3. First, please do not invest your hard-earned money based on a hot tip from a friend or that uncle at a family gathering. Second, don't just throw money at something you don't understand. Take 10 minutes to do some basic research. And third, avoid the herd mentality. Just because everyone on TV is screaming about a particular fund doesn't mean it's right for you. Think for yourself. So there you have it. We've talked about the incredible power of starting early, the nuts and bolts of SIPs, and even some pro-level strategies to boost your growth. The knowledge is all here. The only thing left is for you to take that first step. So the real question is, what are you going to do today that your future self, 20 or 30 years from now, will look back and thank you for?